Hey, it's Ghost with Combat Sports Supply, and today we're going over the S&T Springfield M1903. This particular one by S&T is spring-powered. You can get other ones from other manufacturers that might have a different power source for them. Most people probably know this rifle from movies and World War II. What most people don't realize is this rifle was originally used in the Philippine-American War. This was used in a number of other conflicts since then, notably World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea. It was used all the way to the 70s. We've gone over this with a couple of rifles in the past where they made kind of large numbers of them. They made a ridiculous amount of these. They made over 3 million of them. I would normally do an unboxing at this point, but there's only two things in the box besides the manual sheet, and that's the rifle and the magazine, which I'll be getting out here in a second to show you when we go over the rifle. Let's go over the construction of this, starting with the buttstock. An aluminum butt plate with the spring on this thing is a little nuts. An actual cavity in it for storage of cleaning tools, which you're never going to need for this. This particular version we have is the all-wood version. There is a plastic version if you want it. You got your rear sling mount here. The ring on this one is actually steel. There is very little steel on this gun. You have your aluminum trigger setup and magazine well. This is your bolt assembly, just like on a real one. The cylinder on this is steel. The safety does work. Your rear sight block is adjustable for windage and elevation. Windage, left, right, and your elevation, up and down. So we went over this safety. There's a second safety on this. It's actually this thing. Looks like it's part of the gun here. It actually rotates all the way down and locks the bolt closed. So that mag well I mentioned. It's got a little notch here. You pull back, or more precisely towards the barrel, and it flips open. So this is that magazine I mentioned earlier. It fits in here, but it slides way far into the front of this. To get the magazine out of this, there's a little button way down in here that you need to push. I don't remember which way it is. Oh, it is straight down. And then the mag just kicks out. In front of your bolt, you've got a threaded hole here, and your rear sight is dovetail mounted, and they make a bracket to fit over this to mount a scope on these. Next, we have your hop-up unit, which is right in here. It adjusts forward and back. Moving a little bit farther forward, you have your locking brackets for the wood stock. These rings are steel, however, these front sling mounts will be aluminum, and your locking spring is also steel. The two metal bits in here are also steel. And then you get up to your steel ring and aluminum third sling point. Now, one of the fun parts about this is it does either use the Garand sling or the 1903 sling. You have your aluminum end cap here that does have a bayonet lug on it, your aluminum outer barrel, aluminum front sight, and of course your orange tip. So, according to the spec sheet, this thing shoots about 390 FPS out of the box. It's going to be a little bit more consistent than green gas would be because it's a spring rifle. As far as what to fire out of this in terms of your airsoft BBs, I would recommend 2 8s or 3s out of the box. They make a ton of OEM replacement parts if you ever have issues with this thing. And there are some kits you can get to do full rebuilds of this to improve it. Like most guns, the primary things you can do to make this perform better would be to get a new barrel and hop-up assembly. And the one I've installed in a couple of these so far would be the TNT one, and it's really good. It's just a complete unit, comes in a box, and you just drop it in. This is going to be the real wood one. It is the affordable version of the 1903. There are some more expensive ones. The fake wood version of this, or faux wood, depending on how you want to phrase it, is going to be the most affordable one to get into World War II stuff. Well, the last thing to go over would be this magazine, which, yes, is very tiny. It holds 12 rounds, but you're using a bolt-action rifle that normally had 5 in the real world, so I'd say it's a good compromise. I think these are great little rifles. I mean, as far as getting started in World War II stuff and or sniping, these are a great option. I kind of want one. I just want one of the fancier ones because I have more money than brains. And while I personally might get the fancy one, there is a downside to that. There's nothing I can do to it. This, as we mentioned earlier, has stuff you can do to it to make it perform better.
Don't be a fool!
Alright, it's Ghost with Combat Sports, and today we're going over... Shit, I already fucked it up.